welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk About Fantastic Beasts. This week's episode is on hoo-hoos. Now, normally I use my copy of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. However, hoo-hoos aren't actually in the book, so we're just going to go straight off the internet. The hoo-hoo is a species of firebird native to Japan. When Japan beat the USA on the match for the third place of the 2014 Quidditch World Cup on the 9th of July 2014, the Japanese presented the American side with a hoo-hoo chick. I think it might be said as ho-ho, I don't know, it could be hoo-hoo or ho-ho. It's spelled H-O-O-H-O-O. Ho-ho, sometimes known in English as the ho-ho bird, yeah it's ho-ho, is the Japanese pronunciation of the more common Chinese name, Feng Huan, a bird from East Asia mythology with similarities to the phoenix. This same creature also served as the inspiration for the phoenix-like Pokemon, Hu-Oh, or Ho-Oh, sorry. So, the only mention of a ho-ho or hoo-hoo is in Pottermore, on the website Pottermore, and that's really all there is. We know it's a Japanese firebird, much like a phoenix, like it said. There's not much to talk about with it. So will there be a ho-ho in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them? Maybe. I mean, just because it's Japanese, it doesn't mean that it won't be featured, because obviously we have animals or fantastic beasts from all corners of the world. So maybe we'll see one. As it stands now, we have not seen one in Harry Potter at all. Like I said, it's only ever been mentioned on the website Pottermore. It's never been mentioned in the films, in the books, nothing. So we have not seen one at all. So I think it would be nice to see one in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, just so we've seen it, because like I said, it would be great to have a mix of Fantastic Beasts we've already seen in the Harry Potter films and Fantastic Beasts we haven't. So I think that would nestle nicely in the middle, if you get what I'm saying. So now's the time where we talk about the mythology, and ho-hos / hoo-hoos were only created for Harry Potter, or Pottermore rather. I'm sure J.K. Rowling knows more about them that we don't know. However, it said here that it is inspired by, maybe that's the right word, the Japanese mythological bird Feng Huan. I hope I'm saying that right. So let's read a little bit about that. Feng Huan are mythological birds of East Asia that reign over all other birds. The males were originally called Feng and the females Huang, but such a distinction of gender is often no longer made, and they are blurred into a single feminine entity so that the bird can be paired with the Chinese dragon, which is traditionally deemed male. The Feng Huan is also called the August rooster, since it sometimes takes the place of the rooster in the Chinese zodiac. In the West, it is commonly called the Chinese phoenix, or simply phoenix, although mythological similarities with the Western phoenix are superficial, and then there's loads of mythology for them. So, yeah, it's basically a Japanese version of a phoenix. So we have seen a phoenix in Harry Potter, we saw Fawkes, so maybe the hoo-hoo, or ho-ho, looks like Fawkes or something similar. So it'd be nice to see one in Fantastic Beasts. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but like I said, I always say this in these. Fantastic Beasts will be a trilogy, so what's been confirmed for the first film might be different to the second and the third. So, and the last thing we usually talk about is merchandising. So is there any merchandise in terms of Harry Potter for the hoo-hoo? And the answer is no. Quite simply because we've never seen one, so there's no merchandise at all. So it's a very short episode again this week. Next week we will be talking about flobberworms, which have been mentioned and seen. So might be a little bit more to talk about there. So next week we will be talking about flobberworms, and I don't think we've got that many episodes left actually. Let me just quickly check. So we've got next week's, the week after, which is 2, the week after that, which is 3, and the week after that, which is 4. So we've got 4 episodes of this series left, and then a new series will be taking its place. So thank you all for watching. I will see you next week with another Let's Talk About Fantastic Beasts, and it's going to be flobberworms. I know this video isn't very long, but I hope it's been informative and you've learnt something that you didn't know before about the Harry Potter universe. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye!